All right, let's just jump right in. What if I told you that the fate of the entire global economy, we're talking about your electricity, the price you pay for gas, the very stability of modern life, doesn't rest in some superpowers capital, but is actually held hostage by 7 tiny specks of land? Today, we're looking at the planet's ultimate choke point, the Strait of Hormuz.
I know, it sounds like something out of a movie, but it's a terrifying reality. These 7 specific islands, they act as the strategic gatekeepers to the world's energy supply. If these keys turn, the global lights could seriously go out. And right now, Iran holds every single one of them.
This scale of our dependence here is just staggering. Have a look at this. Roughly 1/5, 20% of the entire world's daily oil consumption flows through this tiny gap. And this isn't just some abstract number, It's the lifeblood that keeps our modern world spinning. So to really get why these islands are so critical, we have to start with the geography itself. Think of it as a low-level system, not low in importance, but fundamental, kind of like the basic code that runs a computer. It's a simple geographic fact that has just immense strategic power. Okay, so the strait is 21 miles wide at its narrowest point, which, sounds like a lot. But look closer. The actual shipping lanes for these massive tankers are only 2 miles wide in each direction. That is an incredibly tight squeeze. It's literally like trying to fit the energy needs of the entire planet through the eye of a needle. And this quote just nails it. We're not talking about some quaint little waterway here. This is a boiling river of oil. The sheer volume and pressure of the energy flowing through this one constrained space is almost impossible to wrap your head around. And its vulnerability. Well, that's the core of our story today. So if the global energy economy is a giant supercomputer, then these 7 islands are its hardware. They're the most basic, direct form of control, the kind that allows whoever holds them to give commands directly to the world's energy supply. And here they are, the 7 keys: Hormuz, Qeshm, Larak, Hengam, Greater and Lesser Tund, and Abu Musa. Each one plays a totally unique and vital role in this whole strategic system. So let's break down what makes each of them so darn important. First up is Hormuz Island. It's small but legendary, and it's the namesake of the whole strait. Controlling this island is like holding the master compass. It gives you strategic orientation and influence over the entire area. It sets the direction for everything. Next is Qeshm Island, and this one is an absolute giant. It's 84 miles long, the largest island in the Persian Gulf. Its sheer size makes it a natural barrier, and more importantly, the perfect staging ground for Iran's naval assets, which are hidden away in tactical tunnels all across the island. Just south of Qeshm, we've got Larak Island. You can think of this one as the internet of the strait. It's basically a high-tech surveillance hub, linking a whole web of sensors and radar to see every single ship long before it even reaches the narrowest point. It's the eyes of the whole operation. And nearby is Hengam Island. Its role is all about coordination. It acts as the command hub that makes sure Iran's swarms of fast-attack boats can be deployed super rapidly and work together, allowing them to intercept massive tankers in a matter of minutes. Then we have the 2 tombs, Greater and Lesser. Think of them as the on-off switch for the strait. They're these small, highly militarized islands positioned right next to the outbound shipping lanes. From here, a single action can literally stop the flow of oil, just like that. And finally, Abu Musa. This one, it's the most contested and strategic of them all. Think of it as the cornerstone. It's the oldest, most foundational piece of this entire strategic puzzle. The whole security architecture of the region is basically built upon its control. So here's the crucial point. It's like a geographical Russian nesting doll. Control of these individual islands adds up to something so much bigger. It's about controlling the fundamental ones and zeros, the literal binary code of global energy and trade. So what does all this control actually mean for the rest of us? Well, this is where we get into what's called the energy crisis loop, where a local conflict poses a systemic risk to the entire global economy. We talk a lot about amazing future tech like solid-state wind energy, but the hard reality is that until those technologies are available at a massive, massive scale, we are completely dependent on the legacy code of oil. Right now, there is no real alternative. And that means a disruption here isn't just a regional problem, it's a global one. It's like a critical error in a computer's operating system. A small problem in one area can quickly cascade, consuming all the available resources until the whole system just crashes. A shutdown of the Hormuz hardware would do exactly that to the global economy.
So how did this situation even happen? Well, this was no accident. It's the result of decades of very intentional strategic development, all designed to create the ultimate operator's advantage. You see, Iran has pursued a clear strategy of low-level optimization. Instead of building massive, expensive aircraft carriers to project power all over the world, they've spent decades turning these islands into basically unsinkable fortresses. Their power isn't mobile, it's permanent, embedded right into the geography itself.
So what's the big takeaway from all of this? Well, it's really about knowing where to look to understand how the world actually works.
The crucial point is this: the world is way more fragile than it appears. The most important systems, whether it's the code running on your phone or the islands controlling your fuel, are often the low-level ones we completely overlook. So if you want to understand what's coming next, stop looking at the surface, start looking at the choke points.
And that leaves us with a final question for you to think about. After seeing how each piece of this puzzle works, which of these 7 islands do you think is the ultimate key? Is it the massive staging ground of Qeshm, or maybe the foundational and highly contested Abu Musa? The answer to that reveals a whole lot about how power really works on our planet.